truth is, I hated you.
Copy of a copy of a copy.
I love her.
The other day I was thinking about it. As we grow older, our lives are filled with questions. Simpler questions as we're experiencing the world and we're younger. And it's questions like, what do I want to be when I grow up? What am I gonna do with my friends? What am I gonna do on the weekend, or simple things like that. And it gets to a point in life where after you finish school, the questions get more complicated as you grow up, and they start being deeper questions about, what am I gonna do for my job? What am I gonna do? Am I gonna go to college? What kind of career do I want to pursue? When am I gonna find a girlfriend or get married, own a home? How am I gonna cover bills and everything else? I would say depending on which direction your life goes, and depending on if you have things worked out or if you have a plan, depending on how things go, I feel like everybody at some point in their lives, no matter if they're successful or how they're doing financially or whatever the case may be, they start to ask more deeper questions and more, I guess, existential questions, you could say, about who am I? What is my purpose? Why am I here for? And I feel like that's something that we all kind of wonder. At a certain point, we just kind of have to figure it out. Some people would say they already kind of have it figured out. And I feel like, to an extent, maybe they do. Kind of questions I feel like never really get answered, because I guess depending on how you look at it. When I was younger, I grew up around a few friends who I hung out with every now and then. I played a lot of video games growing up, and I don't hardly play them as much. I still enjoy them, and they're more of a distraction than anything else, which I don't mind. I would play lots of games, and one game that I would say is one of my favorites was Silent Hill 2. I played the original. As I got older, I replayed it more and more, and I just recently had played the remake not too long ago. They have the meme of literally characters from shows or movies or even video games that people can find relatable, who they can relate to that character, inspired. And that's kind of how, I think that's why I really liked Silent Hill 2, because it's more so the story and the characters. And I say James as a character. There's lots of words and characteristics you could use to describe him. Lost, afraid, lonely. Unfortunately, I feel like I find James as a character relatable, and metaphorically speaking, in the game as you're walking through the fog and you can't really see what's ahead of you, but you keep going anyways. Kind of know why you're there, and you don't know what's ahead. Plenty of struggles along the way, and we all kind of have our struggles going through life, some more than others. And just in that game again, it kind of was, I suppose, my inspiration. And I feel like, not just the character, but the idea of walking through thick fog and not being able to see too far ahead, but still walking through, still walking forward, seeing what's ahead of you. There's some days where I feel like James.